Let's go to the NFL draft. Very interesting stuff. So you put your stake in who you believe. I've been a long-term guy on Daniel Jeremiah. He's often right. He's plugged in. Colin, keep an eye on this. He is speculating on the Rich Eisen show that keep an eye on the LA Rams potentially making a move on grabbing Jeremiah Love, the Notre Dame running back. Here we go.
The most fun example is if we are the, let me just run through this little scenario I was looking at the other day. So if you are the Rams, I mean, everything screams all in, right? I mean, what they're doing screams they're going for this thing right now. You're this close. You're a drop punt away. You've already gone out and you've got McDuffie. What if there's a world in which you can move up in this draft to go take Jeremiah Love to put in your backfield as your finishing piece, to give you somebody that's as talented as Todd Gurley, what they had early on in the McVay years?
No, I don't get that. Okay. They've got Kyron Williams, had a great year. They just signed him. Blake Corum is a smaller but a nice off-speed pitch. I don't really get that.
So let me stitch a couple things together. And following the breadcrumbs in draft season, super fun. So Jeremiah previously speculated Mekhi Lemon. Remember USC? Oh, Rams and Mekhi Lemon. We just heard that the Rams were trying to maybe trade for A.J. Brown. Remember that? The rumor. Hey, we move off Devontae, we get A.J. Brown. And now we're hearing Jeremiah Love. These are three high-profile offensive guys. I believe the Rams clearly feel like the offense could use one last kick in the butt. And it would be some sort of jet fuel in the form of Jeremiah Love, A.J. Brown, something. So my mock draft coming out Wednesday, I'm going to have an offensive skill player to the Rams. Half of this battle for picking the mock drafts, Colin, is following breadcrumbs. And when you hear stuff like this, it's like to me and you, oh, Rams, go get a swing tackle, get some insurance for Stafford. Doesn't sound like it. Sounds like skill position to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I think when you have a 38-year-old quarterback, getting the tackle position, remember, not only is Havenstein done, but the left tackle had blood clot issues. Dude, I'm moving up for a tackle.
Well, I remember that Bears game. Remember that Bears playoff game? They struggled to move the football, did they not? I mean, they needed overtime. They needed a Caleb Williams interception when DJ Moore cuts off that route.
But Kyron Williams, I think, has had 3 straight years over 1,000 yards. I don't think tight end, running back, receiver. Now, they need another receiver. Tutu Atwell's gone. Puka gets banged up. Devontae's like 33. I think they need a receiver. It's a good receiver draft, but it's a very good early offensive tackle draft. I don't know. Again, I'm getting all these rumors. There's probably, where there's smoke, there's fire. Daniel Jeremiah is very tied in.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. There aren't a lot of, like, Carnell Tate's really good. I think he's in the,
Carnell.
I do too, but he's not Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, right?
I think physically Carnell Tate is, dude, he is one of those rare guys that is a sophomore in college, look like a pro athlete.
Okay, let's break this down because I think people are getting carried away here. First off, Daniel Jeremiah threw this out as a fun idea. He said, here's an interesting thought. He didn't say this is what he's hearing the Rams are planning to do. So right off the bat, we need to separate speculation from reporting. But even beyond that, I'm not even sure the Rams have the capital to make a move like that work. Just logistically, can they even get to the spot where they'd need to be to draft Jeremiah Love? I'm not so sure. Now let's talk about the other piece of this, because this is what really gets me. The Rams already have an elite rushing attack. The only people trying to downplay that are the ones pushing Matthew Stafford for MVP. Any actual Rams fan knows their ground game has been fantastic. They've literally had the most successful rushing attack in the NFL with Kyren Williams and Blake Corum. And that's wild because it speaks to just how good Sean McVay is. We're talking success rate here. A successful rush gains at least 40% of yards on first down, 60% on second down, and 100% on third or fourth. Kyren Williams and Blake Corum combined for the best rushing attack in the league. Together, they put up over 2,000 rushing yards. That's hundreds more than James Cook, more than Derrick Henry with the Ravens. They were an elite rushing team. Just because it was a two-headed monster, Kyren and Blake instead of a single bell cow like Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, or Jonathan Taylor, doesn't make it any less dominant. They had 16 rushing touchdowns combined. James Cook had 12, Jonathan Taylor 18, Derrick Henry 16. But because the production was split, people look at Coren's 1,252 yards and Blake's 746 with 6 and 10 touchdowns, and they don't realize how effective they really were. They averaged over 116 rushing yards per game. James Cook averaged 95. Derrick Henry averaged 93. Neither cracked 100. That's the deceptive nature of a two-headed monster. So obviously, if you add a talent like Jeremiyah Love to that mix, you'd think he'd explode. And yeah, that would be great. If you're in a position to draft him, go for it. But we're downplaying what they already accomplished because now Nick J. Mack is pointing to one game against the Bears like it's some kind of indictment. Come on. When you remove Caleb Williams from that game, the Bears running backs had a little over 100 yards and 0 touchdowns. Yet Chicago was an elite rushing team all season. Does that mean their rushing attack was suddenly bad? Do they need to make some massive move because of one game? The Rams had 111 rushing yards in that same game. Take away Puka Nakua's contributions and it's 105, with 2 rushing touchdowns. Coren Williams had 21 carries for 87 yards, 4.1 per carry. Blake Corum had 3.2. The Bears' backs averaged less. The Rams were literally more successful on the ground in that game. So at this point, I don't even know what the Rams would have to give up to move up, or if they're even in a position to do so considering all the other moves they've already made. I'm just not sure how feasible it actually is. There were rumors about A.J. Brown. I'm sure they kicked the tires. But they were already looking at moving on from Devontae Adams, making trades on defense. You only have so many first-round picks to deal. You only have so much ammo. And now, if you're trying to go from 13th overall to maybe 4th? That's a massive leap. There's a lot of buzz about the Titans taking Jeremiyah Love. The Giants are in play. The Browns are in play. The Commanders are in play. Everyone ahead of you is a candidate to take him. So are you going to sit back and hope he falls? Hope the Cardinals pass, hope the Titans pass, hope he drops to the Saints. That's a dangerous game when you're talking about the top 7 picks. Realistically, I just don't see how the Rams get there. There's too much momentum for Jeremiyah Love to go very high. And if that's the case, it's hard for me to picture Los Angeles pulling that off. Now look, the Rams have already made it clear they're all in. That's obvious. Trading up for Love would scream all in, but they're already there. The message has been sent. Those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you all think about the Los Angeles Rams? Do you think they'll trade up to draft Jeremiyah Love? Do they even need to? Let me know your thoughts. I read every single comment. Whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get into some discussions. Let's get into some debates. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you be part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing that. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.